Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be doing another makeup rehab for March and April because it's May and time is slipping through my fingers. I feel like by the time I know it's going to be Christmas. Let's start off with what I purchased in March. March wasn't a good month, okay? Let me just put it out there. I spent a lot in March. Heads up. First thing I bought was this Strobe Cosmetics Creepy Cute palette. I feel like I've been on the hunt for a pastel palette, a good pastel palette for a while. I missed out on the Pastel Goth palette because I feel like in my previous experience, I haven't been blown away by the Kat Von D formula, but I've heard really good things about it. My sister has it, she loves it. I have to say, I really like this palette. I don't feel like I wasted my money at all on this because I actually really enjoy it. These show up really nicely on my eyes. I think some of the shades do look a little bit, still a bit pale. It doesn't look like what it does in the pan on my eyelids, but they work. They do work. I watched Lacie from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips talk about this palette, and she described the formula perfectly. It's like a thick, dense kind of formula, very smooth. I haven't quite come across a formula like this before, and I really like it. I'll give you a few swatches. The pigmentation is beautiful and nice to work with. I really do like this blue. I think it's beautiful. This green is also nice. And then Planchette. I actually used Planchette in a video, which was a total fail because the microphone wasn't working. I tried to recreate Natasha Denona's look that she used with the Tropics palette. I'm gonna put a photo of it because I don't think I'm gonna upload it. Unfortunately, I don't think it's salvageable, so I'll just put a photo or a clip of me where I use this and you'll see that it's beautiful. It really is a beautiful shade. I also bought two of their single eyeshadows, which are these two. Strobe Cosmetics are reformulating their eyeshadows, so they only have a few that you can purchase, and they're, I think, 8 of their best sellers. So I only managed to get these two, but they are really pretty. Very impressed with the quality. So I'm really excited to see what else they bring out. And the price for all of this was $69.98. I'm gonna round up to $70. The good thing about Strobe Cosmetics as well is they do have free international shipping for purchases of over $60. Highly enjoy these products. Probably one of the best purchases that I made in March. And of course, because I'm doing makeup rehab this year, Pat McGrath just had to release more makeup. She released a couple of the 6-pan palettes, of which I got all of them, but then I did pass on one of them to my sister, and then I got one lipstick. I was actually not planning on buying them. I said to myself, I've got those colors, but then Pat McGrath Labs is probably one of my favorite brands. I feel like the quality of their products are consistently good. Pretty much everything I've tried from her, range has been really good, except probably the eyeliner, which came with the Dark Star collection, which I did not like, but I'm still using it up. I'm trying to use it. I've got 2 of them here, which I've decided to keep. This is the Bronze Ambition one. This is kind of like my basic bitch palette, I guess, although I haven't really used it as much as I thought I would. These are really nice, beautiful shades. Sorry, my swatches are terrible. I still prefer the 12-pan palettes. Sorry, I have to say that, but it's a good way to test out the brand if you don't want to drop $125 US to buy one of the palettes. You can try it out for yourself, see if you like it, see if you want to invest more into the other palettes. And just as I've put away this palette, look what I've done. Look what I've done to it. So like I mentioned before, I also picked up the pink purple palette. It's La Vie en Rose palette. This is the one that I think a lot of people that I watch said they wanted to pick up because it's the colorful palette. I have used it quite a few times, and I have to say when I first started using it, I wasn't that impressed, but I think you can create some beautiful looks with it. The reason why I didn't like this palette that much at first was because I felt like the pigmentation wasn't what I was expecting. They didn't swatch that well. I don't feel like her 6-pan palettes are my favorite in her range. I watched Kat from Rented Fashion and Personal Beauty Lab. They did a collab where they talked about their favorites, Pat McGrath palettes, and they ranked them from favorite to least favorite, or least favorite to favorite. For me, the 6-pan palettes are my least favorite of her palettes. The one thing I think Pat McGrath did really well on, she took the feedback and she put the design on the front of the packaging, because these look stunning and you can actually differentiate them at a glance which palettes are which. So good job on that. I did also pick up this lipstick. I picked up one. This is a LuxeTrance lipstick. So this is one of the creamy kind of satin formulas, and this is in Los Angeles. And I watched Puffins Wife and Michele Wang talk about this, and it's my kind of color. It's a brownie nude. I do still prefer her matte formula over the cream formula, just because I'm a matte lip kind of person. Either I'm into matte lip or a lip balm or gloss. That was $252.08. Again, gonna round things up and down. I don't regret purchasing them. I think that they're really beautiful palettes to look at. They are nice to use on the eyes. Do I think it's necessarily worth $252 for 2 palettes and a lipstick? Probably not my smartest purchase ever. Next up, I did buy something from Selfridges. I have a Selfridges Plus membership, and so I get free shipping to Australia. I did pick up this lipstick from Suqqu. It is an extra glow lipstick in number 15, the brown color. I love this formula. It's probably one of my favorite formulas of lipstick. And as you can see, the brown is more warm, so it's definitely more up my alley than this color. Love this shade. The nice thing about Suqqu is doesn't emphasize lip lines, really nourishing on the lips, and wears well. This was $37.50. I think it's not a bad price for a lipstick of this quality. So in March, I met Skinchronicity, aka Alana, and we have done a collab, which I will link in the cards if you haven't seen it, where we did the 10 looks one palette with the Fizzy Out Brights. And we went shopping. We met up, we had coffee, and then we went shopping. And I was pretty good. However, I did pick something up. You enabled me, Alana. If you're watching, hello. I bought the MAC Strobe Cream travel size because she was saying that it's a really nice, beautiful primer that makes your skin look glowy and radiant. And that's definitely my kind of look because I have dry skin. And I feel that as I'm getting older, I just want that youthful look. So I bought that, and it was $18. And funnily enough, I got another one in my beauty loop box. So probably didn't need to buy it, but I have been enjoying it. I think I will finish up pretty soon because I've been using it every day for the past couple of weeks, and I think it's a nice product. And then the last thing I bought in March was also from MAC, and this is the Fix Plus Goldlite. And as soon as I heard that they were going to release a product like this, I was instantly intrigued. I wanted to know what this is about because I do enjoy the Fix Plus, and the premise of this is I think that it's supposed to give you a nice glow, blah, blah, blah. I have used quite a bit of it. I feel like this goes really quickly, although I'm quite liberal when I do spray my face. I don't notice a difference, honestly, on my skin once it's dried down between this and the original. But I do notice that because I wear black, I do notice all the sparkles on my clothes. If you wear a lot of black and you don't want to look super sparkly in your clothes, just be careful with this because the sparkles, you'd need to wash your clothes after that. I don't think I would repurchase this. I think the Fix Plus, the normal one, is good enough. I don't notice a difference to my skin. I just notice kind of minute little sparkles here and there, but by the end of the day, I feel like it's all kind of gone. So I don't know, I feel like this is a little bit gimmicky. And this thing is just rubbed off already. It just looks like I've had this for a while. So this was $28.50, and again, I bought it from Selfridges. Okay, so that is everything I purchased in March. That came to a total of $406. I feel like historically, between January to March, the earlier portion of the year, I tend to spend way more. I feel like, I don't know why. I'm in the mood to spend money. I don't know why. It's the most I've spent in 1 month this year. Okay, now we've talked about what I purchased this March. Let's talk about what I actually used up. And I keep them in this acrylic drawer from Rouge. First thing I used up that I actually really enjoyed, this is the Pat McGrath. It's the eye kohl. This came in the, I think it was the Dark Star set that it came in. And I actually really enjoyed this. I've seen some people not like it so much because it transfers. For me, I think it stayed on my eye when I did use it on my waterline, probably for, I don't know, half a day. It was kind of hard to work out how much this cost because you can only get it in a set. And so I worked this out to be 30 Australian dollars. So that's what I'm gonna say is the value of this, which I feel like being Pat McGrath, that's pretty reasonable. I also used up a Naked Skin concealer, and this is in the shade Light Neutral. This is a travel size. You can still see that there is some product in there, but honestly you can't, it's really hard to get out. I'm trying to swirl it around, and for me, the formula on this is just not good enough that I would actually want to get a spatula and try and get the last remaining bits of it. So I'm saying this is done because the usable portion is all up. I think the color's wrong for me, Light Neutral. I think it looks a little ashy on me, a little strange. I think I bought this in a really embarrassingly long time ago. Who knows, maybe 5 years ago, I don't know. But this is $16, so glad it's gone. The reason why I actually started using this is because I've moved house and I found all these little things that I just never finished. And then I also used a Instant Age Rewind in medium, and I really like this concealer. I think this is nice for under the eyes. It doesn't emphasize lines under my eyes, but it can get pretty gross if you accidentally drop this on the ground and make you not want to use this because of the applicator. And I've lost the lid, so this is $19. So altogether, I used a measly $65 in March. Not impressive. So because I had such a crap month, I really tried to make things up in April, and I feel like April was by far better. I was more restrained with my purchases, and I really focused on using things up. First thing I purchased was the Nakia Joy lashes, and this is in the Charlotte style. These are gorgeous. They are really, really dramatic eyelashes. I actually used this again in that video, which is not salvageable, where the microphone was off, and I did a Natasha Denona look and I wore these. They bring a lot of drama to the eyes, but because the actual fibers are so fine, you can still see the eyeshadow peek through, which I like. That is kind of why I stay away from a lot of dramatic lashes. I feel like you can't see anything that I've put on my eyes, so kind of what's the point? These are still, they're dramatic, but you can still see the eyeshadow, which is what I like about these. Also, fun fact, Nakia Joy is a Melbourneian as well, so I think that's pretty cool. They were $28.25. So the next two things I bought, I haven't actually got with me physically here because I actually bought them on pre-order and they haven't shipped yet to me, but they are the Clionadh Accio and Paleo palettes, and I'm so excited to get them because they look gorgeous. I really like the Clionadh formula. I have quite a number of their eyeshadows. You know, I feel like a lot of love went into the brand and into the actual product itself because they're all handmade, and I feel like that's kind of what I want. I want something special altogether, including shipping and everything. They were 158 Aussie dollars, which is quite a lot. You know, it's a labor of love. So I'm happy to support Clionadh, and I'm so excited to get these palettes. I probably will do some sort of video on them when I get them. So that was all I bought in April. Okay, so altogether, that was $186.25. I was a lot happier with that than compared to my March month. I feel like, again, one month is always better than the other. So once I've spent too much, I kind of tone it down a little bit in the next month. Similarly, I really amped up how I was using things up. I was really focusing on that. I'm the kind of person that if I have a product and I've got the tiniest bit left, I don't use it up because I want to save it. And I did that to the Suqqu Bright Up. It's a face protector. It's got an SPF of 50. I don't know why I did that because I didn't even really like this product that much. I think it's discontinued. I think they have maybe reformulated this or repackaged this because I can't see it on the website anymore. So the price that I went off is $60 of the reformulated one. Don't care for this, wouldn't repurchase it. I also found another one of my favorite BB creams that of course is discontinued. This is the Double Wear All Day Glow BB. I finished one up in January, and then I found that I had a backup, and I use this one up as well because it's old. I bought it when I was living in the Philippines, which was like 3 years ago. It's good, but I have to let it go, so I use it up. This was $58. Next thing I used up was the Ombrelisse Le Crème Concentré, and it's a really nice moisturizer. I use this in my kit because I feel like it's a it's a good moisturizer that works on a lot of skin types. I have another one that I keep on my desk because I really like it so much. This was $35. So I also had another Naked Skin Concealer, and this time this is in medium light. I probably bought two because I wasn't sure which shade I was in. This one is again not the right match for me. It's not yellow enough, so it looked really strange on me, and wasn't a fan of it. So I was just trying to really use it up quickly. It's very little. How many mils is there? 2 mils. I mean, this was really easy to use up. This was again $16. Wouldn't buy this again. No. Another product that I used was a primer. I don't really use primers, but I think if I was gonna buy one, this is probably one that I'd buy because I actually think this is nice. This is bordering on skincare. However, I mean, if I'm including things like the MAC Strobe Cream, I think it's only fair to include this because I used it as if it was a primer. I bought this because of Lisa Eldridge. She was using it as a primer to prep the skin before doing foundation, and I think she uses this for special occasions, and I like this. I like this. So for this product, the way it works is you just have a little amount and you put it on your skin without rubbing in, kind of like you would a mask, and it kind of creates a film on your face. What I did notice was that when I use this and then when I put makeup on and then by the end of the day I'd fall asleep breastfeeding or just fall asleep because I was super tired, when I wake up I did not have any major breakouts, and I feel like this is because this does create kind of like a film on your face where it doesn't let the foundation kind of penetrate in and just kind of like sink into the skin where it can breed bacteria. I don't know, I feel like this did something special, so I like this and I would probably repurchase this. This was $65. Another thing I used was mascara. This is the Helena Rubinstein Feline Blacks, and this is a mascara that I used to love back in the day, but it is expensive and it's kind of hard to get, so I kind of stopped buying it, but I did enjoy it. I feel like I have other mascaras that perform pretty well without the hefty price tag, because this is $50, which is crazy. I feel like when it comes to mascaras, you can get a lot of inexpensive mascaras that perform really well. So why do you need to pay $50? So that's kind of why I stopped purchasing this. Last thing I used was the Brow Wiz. I used up another Brow Wiz and I forget how quickly it is to use these things up. They are so quick because you only get a very tiny little amount, I feel like. These little ones, they're so flimsy. This is broken already. This is $38. I feel like for $38, they need to do something about this. They need to make these a lot more durable. And I've got so many brow products that I'm not gonna repurchase this. I don't think I'm gonna need to repurchase any brow products for the whole year. So altogether, in April, I used up $322. That's the most that I've used up for any month. So really happy about that. And I feel like that's gonna help me close in the gaps. So totaling up what I purchased in April and March, I did spend $592 and I've used $387. So there is a bit of a gap. When I do compare this to last year, it's a lot less. So I am happy about that. And I know that if I hadn't done this rehab, I would have spent more. Let me tell you, I would have spent more. There are so many times where I've put things in my cart and almost about to check out. I gotta be accountable because I gotta tell you, in the end of the day, I gotta sit down and make this video and tell you how much I've spent. I wanna give myself a chance to succeed, and I really, really, again, want to focus on what I've used. So I think that having this list and being able to see it, seeing the figures and the numbers really does actually pull you back. Things that I want, let's pull things out from my collection and see if I can dupe it. And then there are things like blushes, where, for example, there was a Kevyn Aucoin blush that I saw that I was lusting over because it's beautiful. It's got a gradient. I feel like anything with a gradient, immediately I'm drawn to. But then I pulled myself back and I said, actually, you know what? After doing my project pan and realizing what my preferences are, I don't really like powder products as much as I used to. Creams just work a lot better for me. They're a lot more flattering on my skin because of my dry skin, and you know, I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm not 21 anymore. Powders just don't sit on my skin as nicely as they used to. So I kind of pull myself back and say, look, I'm not gonna buy that because I'm not gonna waste my spending on products that I just am not enjoying as much as I used to. So that has kind of really made me think twice about my purchases. There are baby steps. They're baby steps for sure. If you are doing a makeup rehab this year, if you are doing a low buy, how are you going? Are you finding it a struggle? I guess all I can say is if you're doing a low buy and if you're doing a no buy, or if you're trying to do a makeup rehab as well, I hope that you're chugging along and you keep at it, because I feel like all these things, you know, buying makeup constantly, it is quite hard to unlearn all those bad habits of just buying things so quickly because you see it and you want it and you just buy it, because I feel like that's what my thought process was. That's what I would do. It is hard, but I feel like as you see the numbers and you kind of remind yourself of what you have in your collection, I think it just gets a little bit easier. Anyway, that's it. Let me know in the comments below if you have any thoughts or concerns or any questions on anything I've mentioned, and I will get back to you. But until then, I hope to catch you next one. If you want to see more of my face, please subscribe, and thanks for watching. By the way, before I go, I almost forgot that I was going to do this, but if you want to know what I'm wearing on my eyes, my cheeks, and my lips, it is all the same product, and it is the Smashbox and Vlada Prismatic Highlighter. It's beautiful. It is quite sparkly, but I feel like if you buff it into the skin, it works really nicely as a kind of shimmery blush. It works nicely on the eyes and on the lips. It's beautiful. So if you want to win one of these, let me know in the comments below that you want to win one of these, so I know that you watched till the end. Anyway, I will catch you in the next one.